What's going on, guys? Chris here, back again with another video for you guys today. In tonight's video, I want to show you guys some ways to make coins around the market on Friday for the ones to watch promo. Before we get into the video, if you guys can just drop a like on it and subscribe if you're new around here, that'd be absolutely fantastic. We're just going to show you guys different ways to make coins around this market, what trends we might see, things like that. So let's just get right into it here. Not a long intro, obviously. Let me show you guys where the market is at currently. I'm recording this video at like 12:30 in the morning, so it is quite late for me. And the market is at a point where a lot of people just got the game. The EU guys and the UK guys got the game about 5-6 hours ago. And the NA guys just got on the game 20-some minutes ago. So what you're seeing now is a drop-off of prices from where we saw them earlier today. Now, earlier today, we saw a lot of just pure panic on the market, and I was telling people in my stream, I didn't think it was really to do with all of the supply we got from marquee matchups. It was really to do with the lack of buying power, and I kind of explained it how if you have just a tiny bit of supply on the market, but you have literally nobody that wants to buy, you're going to allow any little supply to just continue to undercut each other, each card, and it's just going to send prices downwards, and that is going to create some FOMO. And that's going to make people maybe want to sell a bit more. So I think that's what kind of stemmed from like the panic we saw today on the market. Things got a little too low and then things rebounded, and it rebounded nicely. So let me show you guys some of the prices that I was buying at. I was getting Holland at like 76,000. No, sorry, that was the wrong Holland. I got this Holland at like 76k. I got these De Jongs at 103k. I got these Bombings at like 42. This was a really good flip. I got the Ben Yedder's I flipped early in the morning. These Dembeles were bought at 65. Just Joe Gomez was like 37.5. Some of this is position change, chem style method. And then I also flipped a Renato at 29 or 28.5. I got that at 23.5. So we saw nice rebounds on the market. I'm trying to get out of these Zacarias. They've been kind of a bitch to sell, but we also have this Lukaku here. And we need to talk about a lot of what's going to go on the market today, because a lot of people believe that the market is going to drop and crash today. That is the word that I've heard a lot, and that is market crash. Well, what's been happening too much over the last 2 days is just too much selling. Now, that could be a play where the market has already been low enough to the point where it's just going to go a little bit higher. It's not going to go back to the prices we saw earlier today. For example, guys like Holland were like 75. A guy like Hakimi was like 135 to 140. A guy like Varane was 300. A guy like Lukaku was under 50. Things like that you might not see again, but that is dependent on the amount of supply we get today. So we're going to get a few different parts of supply. One of them is going to be the 7.5k packs in the store. And last year, I believe they did 15k packs and 12.5k packs on the Friday. So if we get those again, you're going to have, I wonder if they're going to do preview packs for those individual promo packs. That'll be interesting to see. If we get a 25k pack preview, everybody's going to rip open that pack, and there is going to be additional supply on top of the people that are going to be spending FIFA points on this game, and also on top of the people that have saved their marquee matchup packs, saved their division rivals awards. So there's going to be a ton of supply coming onto the market, but in my opinion, I don't know how much lower it's going to go. And yes, certain markets will drop, right? If we're talking about like the Anthony Martials, we're talking about the, who else on here would be somebody that drops? Probably Chiesa. I would say maybe a Wijnaldum drops a little bit, but then rebounds. Emre Can might drop a little bit. Carrera will probably drop a good amount, right? Sane will drop again. Sissoko, Tomori, right? Maybe say Maximin drops too. These type of cards are going to drop today, most likely, because they're just going to get the brunt of the supply. And then at some point, you know, maybe an hour or two after all that supply is done, then you're going to see prices rise again. I don't know if you're going to see like a market skyrocket, but I do think you're going to see a market rise, right? Because you have all of these packs coming into the store, but then you also have all these coins that are being generated from players being packed that these guys didn't have beforehand. So you're creating more, you know, coins on the market, which will allow cards to rise. And specifically the cards like Sonny, De Bruyne, De Jong, Even guys like Koulibaly, I think are going to do well today as being one of the best Serie A center backs. Like Llorente here, for example, Bruno, Rashford, Pogba, Dembele. You know, like Dembele, it could be a card that drops a slight bit with the first hour of supply, but then rebounds right after and flies higher. I've been telling people to hold certain cards like a Haaland, like a Lukaku. These are high-rated cards that you don't really see as much supply as you think. So yeah, they could be supplied a bit today, but there are so many people right now waiting to buy cards. I'm hearing guys on TikTok are telling people that the market's going to crash on Friday. I'm hearing other streamers say that. I'm hearing people in the community asking me about these sort of questions. Everyone has this kind of stigmatism that Friday is going to be a market crash. And yes, certain markets I think will drop, and that is the lower rated market. That will definitely drop. But if we're looking at these Haalands, these Lukakus, even a guy like Kimpembe might not drop as much as people think. Werner might not drop as much as people think. Yes, they're going to get supplied, but how many people are waiting to buy these cards up? We've had panic over the last 2 full days, right? We saw a little bit of a rebound later, earlier today. But tomorrow, if we see any more panic going into the 6 p.m. hour, I would not hesitate to buy some of these cards. If you see Haaland lower than he is now, you see Lukaku lower than he is now, you see Varane lower than he is now, players like this, the high tier stuff, the mid tier stuff even, I would maybe get involved with that because it's just showing that so many people are selling because they want to buy back. So all this selling we've seen over the last 2 days, all of those people are going to be buying back tomorrow on Friday. So just keep your eye out on those market trends. You are going to see prices dipping. I think that first hour supply, there's going to be a lot of it. You're going to have the marquee matchups, the Div Rivals Awards, and the 7.5Ks. And then you're also going to have possibly 15Ks, 12.5Ks, and maybe 25Ks if they really want to like go crazy on this market. So let's see what happens when it comes to supply. But I know you guys came to this video because you want to know how to make coins. Well, something you guys can look at is if you're looking to make some coins, I would personally be liquid going into today. If you have cards that you're like looking to sell off, I'm going to be liquid going into the 6 p.m. hour or the panic window potentially. If we do see any panic on these like top tier cards, look to pick them up because they're going to rebound nicely, in my opinion, later on in the evening. And when that rebound will start, probably somewhere around 7:30 to 8 p.m. UK time. So getting guys like Lukaku, Haaland, if they drop a little bit, there's some potential opportunity to make coins there. Another way to make coins today is going to be the objective that we potentially are getting. And everyone has been rumored to say that Camavinga is going to be the objective today. So if we get Camavinga, he's a French player in La Liga. What might happen is you might have an objective that you can put one player or a couple players in that fit the whole objective. That's something that EA normally likes to do, is there's players on the market that fit the whole requirement. So you don't have to go switching teams throughout each individual objective within the Camavinga card. So looking at maybe French and La Liga today, I think you can mass invest potentially at 6 p.m. depending on the players that are needed for the objective. There's a card that I've been looking at a lot and I've been recommending to people is Lamar. And the thing about Lamar is that he's an 83 overall card already. So if you don't see this card rise because of Camavinga per se, you might see this card go up, just over time as an 83 overall. I'm going to buy that because he's 1,100 coins. He's very, very cheap. And I just think that, listen, it's not really too much of a risk investment in my opinion. And I think if this card goes up a bit further before 6 p.m., I might take the cash on it. I'll buy a few, just see where it goes. Because I really don't see a risk in that card whatsoever. So that's something you guys should be looking at. Cards that, just don't link Camavinga, but cards that fit multiple objectives within Camavinga to be able to complete it as fast as possible. I know some people have been asking me about guys like Benzema, guys like Fekir. Listen, the thing with these guys is people want to do these objectives as cheap as possible. So a guy like, Lamar or a guy like Coquelin or a guy like that, will fit the requirement better because those guys are cheap. So people want to do those, those objectives for as cheap as possible. They're not trying to buy a 20,000 coin card to go and do an objective that's quite expensive to do, really. So that's something you guys can take a look at today on the market. Another thing you guys want to be looking at in the morning time before 6 p.m. I say morning time because for me it's morning before 1 p.m., which is my content drop in the Eastern time zone. But I think icons are going to be an interesting look today. And I think when all that pack supply comes through, for you icon guys, depending on what your budget is, say your budget is like 400,000 coins, what you're going to do is you're going to put the basic filter on here. This is essentially a filter that puts all first owner icons, so anything that is packed on the market, you'll get to the 59-minute quicker because it's all basic cards. So you're not going to have guys with hunters, with shadows on them. And you get to the 59-minute quite quickly, whether you're doing it on your phone, whether you're doing it on the web app. And that's what I'd recommend you guys doing it on, by the way, is doing it on those two rather on the console. Because the console will just take a bit longer, and the guys that are on the companion app already are going to have the advantage there. So make sure you're, on the companion, on the web app, because it's a bit quicker than the console. It's never going to be faster than companion app. The way you can just, breeze through some of those pages on the companion for the icons. So what you do is you just take a look and you start studying prices, right? If you know what some of these cards have been selling for, on Thursday, early Friday morning, things like that, and you see prices that are like really low, you see big snipes, you can take advantage of that. Icons are going to be the most consistent thing today. Once again, it's normally something that I always tell you guys about every single Friday. Icons are always going to be the cards that rebound in price if they ever go low. More than meta gold cards, although I do think meta golds will rise later tonight. I'm just saying the icons are always the most consistent part of the market because they get links to players that no one else does. And yes, the FUT hero cards are coming into the game. So depending on the prices of FUT heroes, the icons could be affected in a way as well. And if you do see cheaper prices, there's going to be an opportunity to pick up on some of these guys, especially the ones that have been rising the most over the last few days. And like I said, you have to start studying what these icons sell for. I can't just necessarily say to you, this Steven Gerrard sells for 330. You got to kind of do it on your own. Look at the graph. So what you would do, right, if you're looking at like a Steven Gerrard, I'm going to go to here and I'm going to type in Gerrard and I'm going to type in the 86 card. What you'll do is you'll look at here. You can look at the graph and you can see, okay, 340, 317, 330. He's been kind of consistent 340 all day, right? And then I go to the market sales history, which kind of backs up what he's been selling for. So 314, 317, kind of on the low point, but he was selling at 340, 347, 350, 345. He's a consistent 340, 345 type of card. So that would be an opportunity there where if you see Gerrard at 300, 310, there you can go and buy. So that's what I would do on the icons today. And yes, pick up on some potential panic selling on these guys if you see them dropping, whether that's because of the FUT hero cards or whatever. There's going to be an opportunity that way. Another way you guys can make coins in the market today is your SBC solution trading. Now, everybody loves a good SBC solution. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back and we're going to go to active challenges. And we're going to go to my favorite one, which is the hybrid leagues. And it's going to be the 7 league boots, which cost you about 6,000 coins. Now, remember, a lot of people are coming onto the game today for the first time. So these cards are going to be dropping with supply because there's going to be a lot of non-rares being supplied. But you're still going to be able to see spikes on these guys. So look out for the SBC cards that have been rising the most on spikes. If you look right here, this guy goes to 1,500. He goes to 1,100. This card has been proven multiple times of the day. If I take a look at Wednesday as well, he does the same thing. 1,100, 1,000. He is consistent 1,000 plus, right? What you're going to do is during supply today, you're just going to get on bids, whether it's the non-rares and whether it's the rares. And then what's going to happen is over the next couple of days after this, these cards are going to start going back up, in my opinion. Yes, we're going to get a bit more supply Saturday and Sunday, but these cards will be going up in price because people are always doing these advanced SBCs because especially that 7 league boots one. Okay, and this guy, by the way, is absolutely flying right now, guys. He is currently up at 2,300 coins right now. So just think about it, right? This card is 2.3k, about 12 hours left before we get that full supply on the market. If this guy drops back down to 650, 700, just get them all on bid, right? Stack up maybe 5 of them, keep listing for about 14 to 1,500. over like the hours, and you're going to eventually get those sales because he's going to go back into a solution that makes him rise in price. And yes, they are going to get supplied a bit more, but these cards don't get supplied as much as they did last year, especially the limited Doris cards. So just keep your eye out. And before you ask me, who is an SBC solution card that I can go and buy? It literally just depends on the graph that you're seeing. So if you're looking at Campazzo right there, or maybe you're looking at Gomez Andrade, a card that was really good to do earlier in the year. If you take a look at his graph, right, he has spikes every day. 1500, 550 to 900, 550 to 1200, right? He just gets into solutions. Again, 450 all day, boom, he gets into a solution, 5,000 coins. Same thing happened yesterday, right? Today was just 850, he's now down at 500. This is the sort of stuff that you guys gotta do. So I can tell you how to make coins on the market, but you guys have to go out and do the research, because you guys will be the ones that have to find out the graphs, right? You guys have to figure out that if these cards are spiking or not. So take advantage of that. There's going to be some supply on the non-rares today on the market. Another thing you guys can do, and last thing I want to talk to you guys about, you are going to be able to do chem style and position change method today. So what I would do if I were you guys is just take advantage of some of these filters, right? If I do gold rare, I do shadow, and then I take a look at the cheapest one in the market. Now, what you can also do is you can do individual players, guys like Tabsoba. There's going to be a lot of supply in these cards today. So keep your eye out and see if they drop further enough to the point where the card with the shadow, maybe there's an increase in price potential, there's a decrease. You're going to still be able to make coins by, buying individual cards that have a shadow on it and flipping them for more money. And same thing goes to the position cards, right? The left wing to left mids for a guy like Christian Pulisic, or the, center forward to CDM type cards like you get on a Kai Havertz potentially, right? Things of that nature you're going to be able to make coins on. And if you want to refer to those videos, they're on my channel over the last couple days. They give you in-depth guides as to how to do those methods. Now, as I've been kicked out of the game, all I can say about tomorrow is good luck on your Once to Watch pre-order packs. Obviously, there was some craziness happening with that tonight. Hopefully, a lot of us get compensated if you guys did open up those packs early. I don't know why they decided to do that. Good luck on the market today as well. My plan is going to be a lot of icons, I think, today. I know a lot of the prices right now, so I think that's something I'm going to be looking at. And I'm going to be looking at a lot of the meta golds. Also, actually, one last thing, guys, is Team of the Week cards are really low right now. Osimhen's 33 and Cuckoo is 32. Barella is 90. What's going to happen today is if you see these guys dropping a lot during that supply, because these informs need that supply, they might be cheapest today on the Friday. It just depends on how low they get. You guys know the drill when it comes to a lot of people are going to possibly invest in these guys. I think Zachariah is a prime example of somebody that's going to be invested in. Same thing with Jesus Navas. Same thing with Barella. If these cards drop enough today on the market, they might be opportunities to buy before tomorrow on Saturday or on Sunday, when a lot of the Discords or Patreon groups are going to be telling people to buy some of these cards. So just keep your eye on that. There is going to be a rebound on some of these Team of the Weeks on Friday night. So make sure you see how far these go before you buy. Don't buy until you see them stop dropping, and then you buy in. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you guys in a video soon. Peace out.